Hi, this is AccuLock Incorporated, and we're going to show you how to install an Onity Tesla clutch in an HT24, HT28 lock. I've already got the mounting plate off and the insulator, so all I got to do is start taking all this apart. First thing you got to take off is the button-headed screw in the bottom of the battery board that holds the battery board in. You can't see it because the video is kind of a short video. Put your thumb in this hole, put your finger around the shaft, and just pull that battery board out. Don't disconnect it, no need. Just set it aside for now. That way you don't lose your programming on one less step. I'm going to remove the two clutch cover screws. Pull up the handle shaft, take the handle shaft and the clutch cover and set it aside. Save the two screws, we're going to need them to put it back with. There's that little barrel spring we don't want to lose. We want to save that for in case something happens with the one we're trying to install. They do fly. Pull out the cam, the actuator and the spring. You take these four screws out of the clutch plate and hold the lock up, because this shaft is the handle shaft that's right here, and when you pull that plate out, it's going to push everything out. Break all these loose, get them unscrewed. Alright, take all these and save all these. We can put it back together with these. The clutch kit does come with extra screws. Some clutch kits do, some clutch kits don't. Ours does. Pull that shaft up. The screw still ain't up all the way. It wants to hang up for some reason. So we'll pull it out. Shake that screw out. Put the plate aside. Now we're going to pull the front handle shaft out. This has got two springs right here under this slide plate. We want to kind of put a thumb on it and wiggle this out from underneath it. It kind of hooks on these two corners. There's the old bushing. Now we're going to, in normal conditions, we'd clean this up and put grease in it. But for today, I'm just going to slam it together so you can see how it actually goes. You take lithium grease and you put a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, and a dot there. And that's all you really need unless the springs are dry, and then lubricate the springs with it too. You don't need a whole bunch of grease, and that's the only place you'll put grease. Now we're going to slide this back in, so we've got to wiggle it under that tab. It's easier if I set it down. Pull this up a little bit, wiggle it under there. Set it back down. This tab always goes down. And we're going to put the handle shaft back in with the notch up. Alright. And we're going to put the clutch plate back on. Just like that. We're going to get them four long screws and put them back in again. And it goes in them four holes. If you got screws in these two holes right here, just take them out. They're called handle stop screws, and they restrict the throw of the handle. So in turn, it restricts the retraction of the latch. So if you take them out, it tends to give the latch a little more pull back. So if your latch is hanging up in the strike sometimes, and you got them screws in, that's what the problem is. You just take them out, and it gives you more latch throw or retraction. Just snug these screws down. You don't have to tighten them. You don't have to crank down on them. And then you check and you make sure your springs and see my cam's hanging up right now. It's kind of too tight, so something's too tight here. So I'm gonna back them off. There it is right there. That one's too tight. That one's not. That one's not. Dude wants to hang up a little bit. Probably because I didn't put any grease in it. It's coming around. If I put grease in it, it wouldn't do this. Okay, so I got that in. Now I want to set the cam. Now I want to put the Z-spring in, or the actuator spring, and the actuator. So you just slide these through here. You just slide this through the actuator. Make sure the hoop is up. And you're going to put it to the motor actuator, the plunger, whatever you want to call it. Slide it over the pin. and put the actuator in the slot. It's holding the cam down. You want to push it up for now, so the cam will go up, so you can put this barrel spring in. It goes right in that little notch. Make sure it's all the way in. And you can let the actuator down, it'll hold pressure on it. And you're gonna balance your lock. And put this handle shaft in the clutch cover. Clutch cover goes down like this, so the notch always goes up towards the top. So the notch is going that way in the rear handle shaft. Put that back on. Pretty simple. And then put the clutch cover screws back in and tighten them up. You just have to snug them too. Nothing has to be tight. Just has to be snug. Everything's still working. So when the motor comes down, it pushes this actuator up and it engages that handle. When the actuator goes back down, it disengages the handle. And that's pretty much how you put a clutch in. And you just bring this board back, put your finger in the hole, pull up, it's got a little plastic cover right here. Hold that plastic cover with your finger, push it back down. Put this one in over the tab right here. This one under the tab. Just make sure it's not up in here with this plate mounts in there and pinches that wire. That's what that's all about. And you put the button head screw back in. Here's the button head screw that holds the battery board in place. Tighten that down. Put the insulator back on. And mount your rear plate back on the locking end. And that's the clutch installation. And after you get it all together and everything, you can card the lock and make sure it's all working and the handle keeps retracting. If it hangs up a little, you just have to tap it sometimes with a rubber mallet and it'll break it loose. But that one's working fine. But it wouldn't even be a problem if I greased it. And that's how you do a Tesla clutch. Have a good day.